Een topper van Bajaj Food Processing uit India, die vertoeft er momenteel in Suriname om samen met de Surinaamse regering na te gaan welke mogelijkheden er zijn voor food processingsmachine en packaging. Er is een presentatie vandaag gehouden op deze zaterdag in het sitesgebouw van het ministerie van LVV, waar toch heel wat geïnteresseerden naartoe is geweest uit het bedrijfsleven om toch zo een beeld te hebben welke samenwerking zij kunnen ondergaan met Bajaj Food Processing. Het is een vrij lijvige presentatie geweest en ook nog in het Engels, maar het komt erop neer dat Bajaj Food Processing er al een aantal jaren bestaat, samenwerking heeft in verschillende landen, waaronder Oeganda bijvoorbeeld in Afrika. Machines worden op maat geleverd voor landen en landen die worden ook nog verder begeleid in het proces.
I'm here in Suriname, so obviously I have to talk about the fruits in Suriname. Now, these are some of the lovely produce that are there. Of course, pineapple, mango, mope, passion fruit, grapefruits, and Suriname cherries. So, let me just take you to the perspective of what is happening. What is this gold? You know, we all talk about the yellow gold. We say this is the gold that the nature has blessed all of us, and why we cannot process it to turn into the value that it deserves to. So, I'll take you through some perspective of what's happening in Suriname with what's happening across the world. Pineapple. Now, pineapple currently in Suriname, there is about 2,000 metric tons of pineapple grown with a target of 20,000 metric tons by 2030. Global exports of Suriname of fresh pineapple, global, is about 2.5 billion. Suriname imports $58,000 pineapple and exports $7,000 worth pineapple. In a perspective, value addition. Value addition is pulp, juice, dried, dehydrated. The global export figures stand at $5 billion. And these are the Latin American countries which are the major exporters. Honduras, Ecuador, Panama, Costa Rica. These constitute 70% of the international $5 billion. Suriname imports $450,000 worth of value-added pineapple produce and exports only about 100,000. Mope, of course, since it's a very local fruit, we don't have international figures, but I'm sure you have a very big diaspora living in different parts of the world. If mope can be processed and made available to the local Surinamese, say, staying in Netherlands, he would give his right hand to get a taste of this, if I may say so. Third is banana. Now, banana again is a $13 billion enterprise world over. $13 billion. Suriname imports very minimal, exports about $3.5 million worth banana. Coconut, again, a very rich coconut producing area that Suriname is. I think the figures say is about 15,000 metric tons of coconut is produced. Suriname imports 9.33 million worth of and exports only about $88,000 worth. Value addition of coconut. There is an export of $51 billion worth of business happening in the world on coconut produce itself. $51 billion. This can be coconut oil, coconut shredded, coconut milk, flour, water, you name it. So that's $51 billion, huge. Mango, again, the value-add products can be mango pulp, juices. Global exports of about $8 billion. Suriname imports about $160,000 and exports about $180. Passion fruit, again, value addition. Imports of, there's a total $3 billion worth of passion fruit business going on in the world. And I'm given to understand that Suriname has the right weather to produce passion, which the Honorable Minister just told me briefly that there is a, effort by the ministry under his leadership to encourage passion fruit growing. Now that is a brilliant idea, sir, because you're lucky to have the right climatic and the soil conditions to grow passion. A country as large as India does not have this facility. We have a very small area in India which only grows passion. And Europe is passionate about passion. I don't know why. But they're, again, they would pay a huge premium if they can get hold of passion. So that's a huge market. That's an export market. Now, I'll share with you the global data of processed fruits. So far we've been talking about the fresh fruits. I'll share with you. In the processed foods, there is a $21 billion worth business happening in the IQF frozen fruits and vegetables. Cut, diced, sliced fruits and then processed and then packed frozen. In the tomato puree, again, I'm sure there is a $5 billion worth business happening across the world. Fruit jams, $3.8 billion worth fruit jams are sold. And I'm surprised at times when I visit some of the countries, is a country is producing fruits and yet it's importing its jams. Why? It's not needed. You can produce your own made in Suriname jam. You don't need import $1 worth jam anywhere. Processed fruits, that's the canned fruits and vegetables. There is a $8 billion worth market across the world. And in the fruit juices, there is a $14 billion worth business happening across the world. And these are certified figures that I'm sharing you as on 2021. Just a perspective of what all can be done on the coconut side. Coconut oil, water, shredded, coconut fiber, milk and so on. These all can be the derivatives and the value additions of coconut going forward. Next please. Of course, fruits as well. We can do a lot of add value. Next please. Now what can be, so we've discussed the primary processing, that when the produce was harvested, what can be done. Now we've sold, now we are left with say grade C. What can we add value? Should we throw it away? No. We should further add value. And that is what we say, processing into fruit pulps, fruit juices, jams, ketchups, condiments, IQF, frozen fruits and vegetables, everything. Just a slide before I showed you, I was talking about, I think there is a total, if I can do my maths quickly, $150 billion worth business happening in the processed food market worldwide. So we're talking gold. And this is natural gold which just needs to be processed. So we manufacture and set up projects that can process all these horticulture produce into value-added products like fruit jams, coconut milk, frozen fruits, pulp, puree, dehydrated and so on. Next please. Now these, again going back with the mission and vision of the company, we develop and design across to meet the requirements of the developing countries. I don't come to a country and say, oh, I have only 10 to 20 metric tons per hour capacity plants, take it or leave it. I ask the minister, sir, what is it that you need? You want 500 kgs, we'll design it for you. You need 200 kgs per hour, we'll design it for you. Because that is what the requirement of a particular country is, right? So that is where we can set up multi-processing fruits and vegetable processing and packaging plants for all the tropical fruits, and which can be packed that can give a shelf life between 6 months to 2 years. And these can be designed from capacities as low as 200 kgs per hour and go up to as high as say 10 metric tons per hour, which is a reasonable mid-size capacity world over. These can be designed around the need of the end user. Again, we have to see, do we have the infrastructure? Do we have the manpower? If my manpower is not highly trained, why should I have the machinery that is so sophisticated that these people cannot run it? So I should design it around how they can use it. Multiple fruits can be handled and can be set up for semi-automatic and automatic operations depending on, so for example, if we are setting up a plant for 200 kgs per hour, there is no need for automation. I'd rather say, let's keep it simple. I'd rather say, let's keep it semi-automated because we are catering to a small and medium enterprise. But if it's, let's say 5 tons, 3 tons, yes, it should be an automatic. And all food safety regulations are taken place. So semi-automatic does not mean it's unhealthy, no. It means all food safety, but certain non-essential parts are man-machine interfaced. So there is no need for automation everywhere. Some things can be left for the people also to handle. So these can be integrated with the end packaging, cans, bottles, aseptic as I mentioned, which can give the shelf life to these produce from 6 months to 2 years and without adding preservative. What is the way forward? What is Bajaj that can offer for this country? We have designed bulk milk coolers which are powered by solar and hybrid ice storage facilities. Again, we do not require electricity. Give me a room, I'll set up a cold store facility there. And these can be high operating, these do not require unreliable power conditions. These are very low power consumption, and we can design it from 200 liters to 2000 liters per day. So again, these small units can be set up at the farm collection centers and can store milk up to at about 4 degrees, either using solar or biomass. Again, next please. Now again, so this is the second part, the biomass. What applies there applies here as well. The same technology, the same thought process, the same solution that use instead of storing fruits and vegetables, store your milk. So depending on what your industry is, you can utilize, and these are, as I said, these are multi-purpose applications. We can also make them multi-chamber. So you can have a 20 metric ton, say this is one room, we can divide it into 4. So you can use one for milk, one for fruits, one for vegetables, one for eggs. And you can have multiple temperature zones in each of the 4 going forward. So this is how the application can be. Next. This is the value addition part, where some of the equipments that you see are used for adding value to the fruits, to the milk by converting into cheese. Next please. And end packaging. When we add value, the end packaging becomes very important, because for us to store and to dispense to the consumer, we need to package it. We all buy these packets from our superstores and so on. So the packaging is also as important as the processing, and that is where we connect the entire dots. We also do the packaging side of it. So we say, okay, milk, it can be packed in bottles, it can be packed in pouches, it can be packed in aseptic glass bottles.